We will now play a short video on how this virtual meeting is conducted.
Welcome to the Professional and Vocational Licensing Virtual Board Meeting.
When the meeting begins momentarily, the chair will take a roll call, explain any specific rules for this particular board, and then move to public comment. The name of the board member will appear on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. For instance, this is board member Y, and this is board member E. Public testimony will be accepted at the beginning of the meeting and before each agenda item. You can indicate that you are ready to testify by clicking on the Raise Hand button being circled by the mouse on your screen now. At the appropriate time, the board will recognize you to speak and ask you to unmute your mic as shown here. Again, public testimony will be accepted at the beginning of the meeting and before each agenda item. Public attendees will not be able to unmute their microphone until recognized by the board. Public attendees who are recognized to testify will be asked to identify themselves by name and their affiliated organization if applicable. Please mute your microphone when you are finished speaking as a courtesy to others and members of the board. Public attendees will not be able to unmute themselves after the testimony is completed unless recognized again after raising their hand. At some point during the meeting, the board may choose to move into executive session. When the board moves into executive session, the board members' microphones and video feeds will be turned off, and a similar screen as you see now will be displayed. When the board returns from executive session, their microphones will be turned on as well as their video cameras.
Welcome again to the Professional and Vocational Licensing Virtual Board Meeting.
At this time, the chair will call the meeting to order and take a roll call, as well as explain any additional rules that may be specific to this board.
With regard to internet access, to view the meeting and provide live oral testimony, please use the link at the top of the agenda. You will be asked to enter your name. The committee requests that you enter your full name, but you may use a pseudonym or other identifier if you wish to remain anonymous. You'll be asked for an email address. You may fill in this field with any entry in an email format. Your microphone will be automatically muted. When the chairperson asks for public testimony, you may click the raise hand found on your Zoom screen to indicate that you wish to testify about that agenda item. The chairperson will individually enable each testifier to unmute their microphone. When recognized by the chairperson, please unmute your microphone before speaking and mute your microphone after you finish speaking. If you cannot get internet access, you may get audio only access by calling the Zoom phone number listed at the top on the agenda. Upon dialing the number, you will be prompted to enter the meeting ID, which is also listed at the top of the agenda. After entering the meeting ID, you will be asked to either enter your panel list number or wait to be admitted into the meeting. You will not have a panelist number, so please wait until you are admitted into the meeting. When the chairperson asks for public testimony, you may indicate you want to testify by entering asterisk and then 9 on your phone's keypad. After entering asterisk and then 9, a voice prompt will let you know that the host of the meeting has been notified. When recognized by the chairperson, you may unmute yourself by pressing asterisk and then 6 on your phone. A voice prompt will let you know that you are unmuted. Once you are finished speaking, please enter asterisk and then 6 again to mute yourself. For both internet and phone access, when testifying, you will be asked to identify yourself and the organization, if any, that you represent. Each testifier will be limited to 5 minutes of testimony per agenda item. In connection to the meeting, if the connection to the meeting is lost for more than 30 minutes, the meeting will be continued on a specified date and time. This information will be provided on the program's website. Instructions to attend State of Hawaii virtual board meetings may be found online. I will now take a roll call of the committee members. Members, please respond by saying here, and if you are alone at your offsite location. I am Fernando Benavente. I am here alone in my office. Amy Yamamoto.
I am here and alone in my office.
Brian Brennan,
Here, alone in my office.
Mark Komatsu, Ron Raykemper.
Here and alone.
We have a quorum. I will call the meeting to order. It is 10:08 a.m. Oh, sorry, is that Mark? Somebody was trying to guess. Okay, first item on the agenda is the approval of the August 2nd, 2023 meeting minutes. Is there anyone who would like to provide oral testimony on this agenda item? Seeing none, I, Fernando Benavente, move to approve the minutes of the August 2nd, 2023 meeting. I need a second by saying your name, and I second the motion.
Amy, I second the motion.
Amy. Is there any discussion from the members? If none, all in favor say aye.
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 None. The motion is carried. First order of new business, review of applications of Mickey Amy Nishihara, Certified Residential Appraiser, Lauren Smithers for Certified Residential Appraiser, Jared Miyashiro for Certified General Appraiser, and Kanai Bomba for Certified General Appraiser. Is there anyone who would like to provide oral testimony on this agenda item? For disclosure purposes, two of the applicants worked under me, so the executive officer assigned them to be reviewed by other industry committee members. The following CRA CGA applicants were reviewed by Mickey Amy Nishihara, was reviewed by me. Lauren Smithers, CRA, and Jared Miyashiro were reviewed by Amy Yamamoto. Kanai Bamba was reviewed by Ron Raykemper. So at this point, I think we're going to move over to executive session, and that in the Teams meeting room.
So you need a motion to go into executive session?
Let's see. Yes, I do need a motion to move into executive session. Can I have a motion?
Motion to move into executive session.
Okay, thank you, Brian.
Second, Ron Raykemper.
Thank you, Ron.
And the purpose of the motion is to consider and evaluate personal information relating to individuals applying to licensure in accordance with HRS section 92.5A1, and to consult with the board's attorney on questions and issues pertaining to the board's powers, duties, privileges, immunities, and liabilities in accordance with HRS section 92.5A4.
Do we need to take a vote on this, or do we just move into executive session?
Now you vote.
Okay, great. So all those in favor of going to executive session, say aye.
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 For those opposed? Okay, hearing none, we'll move into executive session.
And just prior to us going into executive session, I understand that certain board members are going to be recusing themselves and not participating in certain portions of the executive session.
Yes, that's correct. Everybody on? You ready?
Ready.
Okay, perfect. Right, so Fernando Benavente, move to approve the applications of Mickey Amy Nishihara and Lauren Smithers. I need a second by saying your name, and I second the motion.
Oh, we have, Brian was being recused, right? On this one? Yes, the first one, so Brian has to recuse himself.
Yeah, so maybe
Okay.
take that one separately.
Okay, we'll do that one. So let's start over then. Then I move to approve the certification of Lauren Smithers. And I need a second by saying your name, and I second the motion.
This is Amy, I second the motion.
So all those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed? Okay, there are none. And so the motion is carried. Okay, so on the second motion, it'll be for Mickey Amy Nishihara and Brian Brennan will be recusing himself from this vote. I, Fernando Benavente, move to approve the application of Mickey Amy Nishihara. I need a second by saying your name, and I second the motion.
Ron Ray Kemper, I second the motion.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the motion is carried. For Jared Miyashiro and Kanai Bamba, I will recuse myself from voting. So I ask a motion from a committee member.
I'll make a motion to approve Jared Miyashiro. And
I need a second by saying your name, and I second the motion.
Ron Ray Kemper, I second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, having heard none, the motion is carried. For the application of Kanai Bamba, again, I will recuse myself from voting, and I would ask a motion from a committee member.
I make a motion to approve Kanai Bamba application.
I need a second by saying your name, and I second the motion.
Ron Ray Kemper, and I second the motion.
All in favor of this application, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, having heard none, the motion is carried. The next item on the agenda, the review of out-of-state endorsement applications. Is there anyone who would like to provide oral testimony on this agenda item? I, Fernando Benavente, move to approve the application for Richard F. Duncan. I need a second by saying your name, and I second the motion.
Mark Komatsu. I second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Having heard none, the motion is carried. The next part of the agenda is the review of courses. So there are many of them. Is there anyone who would like to provide oral testimony on this agenda item? So I, Fernando Benavente, reviewed courses index 23-309 through 23-318, 23-433 through 23-445, 23-477 through 23-488, 23-510 through 23-512, and index 23-517 and 23-518. As these are non-cap courses, by AQB Course Approval Program. Amy Yamamoto reviewed courses index 23-319 through 23-423, 23-446 through 23-458, 23-465 through 23-475, and index 23-496 through 23-509. Ron Kemper reviewed courses index 23-424 through 23-428, as these are non-cap courses. So I recommend to be approved. I, Fernando Benavente, move to approve the CE courses listed on the 4th page of the agenda. And I need a second by saying your name, and I second the motion.
Mark Komatsu, I second the motion.
Is there any discussion from the members? Okay, if none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Having heard none, the motion is carried. Next thing on the agenda is the Regulated Industries Complaints Office with the advisory committee members that's listed. And is there anyone who would like to provide oral testimony on this agenda item? So I, Fernando Benavente, move to approve the advisory committee members, Paul D. Cool.
Well, Fernando, hold on, you don't have to read out the names because they're confidential.
Okay,
So
So
you
then-
just indicate, you're approving, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the 9 of the names on the list.
got it. Okay, so I, Fernando Benavente, move to approve the 9 names on the list for the advisory committee members. All those in favor, I need a second from a committee member.
Ron Ray Kemper, second.
Is there any discussion on this agenda item? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, having heard none, the motion is carried. I am also on this list, so I recuse myself from voting. I ask for a committee member to motion for the approval, of myself.
I recommend approval of Fernando C. Benavente.
Thank you. And
Mark.
I need a second by saying your name, and I second the motion.
Ron Ray Kemper, I second the motion.
Is there any discussion on this agenda item? If none, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, having heard none, the motion is carried.
And could I have one more motion with respect to this agenda item? If we could have a motion to delete any reference to individual names from the minutes with respect to this list, because the department maintains the list as confidential.
So I make a motion, Fernando Benavente, I make a motion to remove all names from the list from the RICO list.
Any names from the minutes?
Any names from the list. Can I get a second?
Ron Ray Kemper, I second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Having heard none, the motion is carried. So the next item on the list is just to say that the next meeting is on December 6, 2023, virtual conference meeting room by Zoom, and as well as in person at the Queen Liliuokalani Conference Room, first floor.
Just FYI, the reason why we had this is today is because the previous meetings were postponed, so the December 6th may not be a go unless we have applicants. But just FYI, right now we don't have it.
All right, thank you. All right, if no other discussions, then I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everybody.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. It's only